Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Ta-da!
What happened? Huh? Is this Mr. Lenny? You're going to...
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must...
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of it. Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were... As of now, we are still... And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance, and there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
The serial disappearances case?
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
I know the truth. I can see through the whole... I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Lenny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me?
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after... Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a...
That can't be right. He was in the box on the stage the entire time. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Lenny and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early to...
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show.
I mean, of course, that's right. I mean you, traveler. You'll support Lynn. Then there's no problem at all. You know, but with Lenny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. So no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And
It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, are you willing to act as Mr. Lenny's attorney? Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides, Lenny and his troupe, are all potential suspects, and shall remain. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been...
a day isn't that long.
Lenny!
sorry about everything that happened just now.
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident like that?
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me. Good to hear. Thank you so much for trusting me. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But, if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries, such that all that's left, I don't know whether would happen. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone, even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself, couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate! As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible. Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh? Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy them.
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be a good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for that.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, just leave it to us. Oh, since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first.
Ah, well, I'm afraid that would involve some of
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind... 'tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours, but if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind... We should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks.
All right, let's go have a look while the investigation... Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
Ah, I see. You must be the travel...
Huh? What?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe, the assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell. And this is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find it. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to... If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
Well, you can't say...
So in just a short time, he was not only... I know there's no such thing as Matt. I've seen a lot of cases. And I can tell you... Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you can.
Whoever the... Why would it be him? Why would it be him?
I see that you're investigating. If you find an...
We don't have to... The thud? Oh!
Yes, exactly. It wasn't. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath.
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope.
Wait, wasn't the noise...
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing. Oh, that's true.
That does remind...
Hey, you! Yes, both of you.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken,
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
from mediating to... And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call...
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus.
Huh? Boss.
Well, I am the second generation president.
My apologies, demoiselle. Should you prefer...
No need. You don't have to...
Okay, if you...
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, that's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the...
Really? But...
Intuition. Naturally. 𝚊𝚛𝚗𝚘 sure was quick to point the finger, but that's... Anyway.
Sounds more...
Well, what's your opinion? All right. I've answered your question.
Wait a minute, did that...
Well, I say it does. But don't... In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like an...
Well...
And why would that be?
Most astute of you, demoiselle. No matter how wonderful the script, and if that can be done...
All right, that's quite enough, Melus. Now, I need to make some preparations. Well,
Wait! Since we... That's more like it.
Far be it from me. You wish to say...
You have a point. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got...
I have nothing to add.
Oh,
we'll be making some preparations first.
Speaking of that, I think magic shows would be very popular in Poisson.
I can see that. Maybe I should try to learn some magic.
You need not worry about such things.
Oh.
sorry. No, we're not leaving. Were you always guarding...
Yes, after the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming. So the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point. I doubt there was much...
How can you be so...
Well, because I was in charge. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, but still, I did not abandon my post. I stayed put no matter how loud the We Melusines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left... All right, thank you for your help.
Linny's still talking to the guards. I think someone will be assigned. Linny's still talking to the guards. I think some... Linny's still talking to... I think...
magicians would not have been visible from where the doors were.
The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the Sure, it's not like this is confidential. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House. The magic troupe members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. Simply put, she wasn't related to the magic troupe at all. That's how it seems to us, and it... I'll need to be... It is of utmost...
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random...
See?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Linny used the machine. Well,
It turns out, I'm sure you already... In other words...
That much check...
Let you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Whoever the people... So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler? Whoa. Look, most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something... Wait, Paimon... We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Whoever the this... Why would... Shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Understood.
Very good.
You may spare the...
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm 𝚊𝚛𝚗𝚘𝚗𝚡's guardian Sorry, I got a little carried... And these are my companions. Would you mind?
Oh, new help?
Well,
Let's just say we're tagging along.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, but before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick. Ah, good eye. That said, you're.
The back? You mean?
Very good indeed. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together. Exactly.
So there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right up. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that.
I see.
Precisely.
So that's how.
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark.
Right. You were.
Ah, yes. My assistant and I had already scripted our.
And what about Lynette?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate these lines with the assistant.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell. And that's my favorite part of this trip.
So that's how it all works!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would, but as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand...
We really don't know how...
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. And yet, could we have a look around?
This is the scene of the crime. So Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now.
Thanks, everyone. We're...
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which...
Oh! Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks! And here's a broken vase!
That can't be.
Whoever the this is probably a prop, too. This flower vase is probably a prop for... Why would it be? Well, and that's why... Digging a tunnel just... And that's why only the 2 of them can perform this trick.
These are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was. Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to.
Right. And, this is so confusing. Why would it be him? What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through here.
Alone, perhaps.
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right! Let Paimon... Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's.
Why would it be him? That size wouldn't have been a problem for Paimon. Whoever the murder... Paimon doesn't get this at all.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns.
Apologies for the wait.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape?
They believe the odds of that are very low. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you use...
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappeared. No wonder.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we...
Charges and then trial.
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the op. That's right. This is how in-depth the statements from both sides. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by a fifth.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually...
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Ah, yes, the guards...
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to...
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties. And even if that were not so...
I'm ready to break...
Whoa, there's no...
Of course. I just hope...
In that case, let's just sort out our findings. I mean, what the...
Huh. Breaking out. Just kidding. Just kidding.
What do you mean, no snacks?
Huh?
Understood, Demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with...
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the...
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the...
Good work, you two. Then I'll...
These three are quite the interesting group. And from the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have... But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself!
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging...
Well, I don't think it's Don't underestimate beating egg weights, by the way. It's a real arm workout. Anyway, give these a try.
Only...
Well, eating too many sweet...
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite. Strong... No need for concern.
right then. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone with it. The magician twins could—
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was what?
The flower vase resulting in the Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble—
True. None of the clues but the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowell.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before—
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guards—
Were we not through? From the sound of things, this is turning into— Your macarons are—
They are—
What?
Please don't worry about it. At my age...
No! Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. Wait, even you don't believe— If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons—
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Maloose, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh? What?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
What?
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another— I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied.
All right, thanks for your help.
It was nothing. A small task for the 𝚊𝚛𝚗𝚘𝚗𝚘𝚗. Silver, Maloose, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything.
All right, it's time to put our hands together.
Just relax. Even if everyone else is— Besides, I doubt for—
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation— go?
To be honest?
No.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed? That was to be expected, of course. But don't let that stop you. I shall be
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding— Firstly, in order for the audience to—
Yes, of course.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that, you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands one—
Yes, that's correct.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady—
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly— There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did—
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built—
And you didn't hear anything else at all?
No.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was—
Huh?
Hey, hang on!
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundation... Tell me, aren't you...
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like...
So the serial disappearances were the 𝚙𝚘𝚗𝚜𝚗 doing.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage...
That's irrelevant. Our identities have...
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny! Why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady 𝚙𝚘𝚗𝚗 has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true? Please answer my...
I'm sorry. Yes.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're already...
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order! Your request is reasonable, and we shall...
So you would stick in that case...
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We based our entire reasoning not to set the wrong tone or anything.
I'm very sorry. I know you've clashed with the 𝚙𝚘𝚗𝚗𝚗, but our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have...
Right now, we want to save people.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes... I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become... That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would... Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd... You met a 𝚙𝚘𝚗𝚗 who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. But still, I'm asking you to trust...
Sorry. Please...
Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's hear...
Of course. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core has been... From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this...
Is that why you needed a...
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this.
Well, what should have been impossible, of course. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground. But the countdown after that...
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must...
That's the only way we can save...
So, there you have it. The whole truth. It was never my wish, but like I said...
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us...
The current problem is that if we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watered... Huh? Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Over here!
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Furina as fact. Therefore, Lady Furina...
At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective. As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which he did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard, so Linney proceeded to knock afterward. Linney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through... And there you have it.
Does the defendant's side have any...
The key to refuting Lady Furina is the order of events. What Linney experienced and what he saw. According to Linney, he left via the vent after it. Linney went to the room that contains the aura. Linney did not take part.
Attention! Aced it! When the countdown started, Linney did, but he immediately used a vent to access. Once he reached that area, the crime scene had finally, he reached the surface.
other words, you believe that he—
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then assuming that...
Oh.
That's right. Well, your denial is very strident. You're saying that he wasn't?
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? Are you sure we don't need to give this... That's right! This means the same clue you used to just...
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Could there have been a third person involved? The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant.
Huh? That can't be...
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to... The deceased's name is The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. The sound we heard may have come from a clash, but no one entered or left the opera house through it. Linny was not in the tunnel at... The sound we heard may have come from a... Linny was not in the tunnel... No one entered or left... It would have been tough for both... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. Halsey's clothing was... Linny was not in the tunnel at that... The deceased's name is Cowell. It would have been tough for both people... Linny was not in the tunnel. It would have been tough for both... The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. The deceased's name is... Linny was not in the tunnel. The deceased's name is... No one entered or...
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still up?
Look, since we're at a dead end, just like the trick as it transpired...
If only we knew how Halsey does...
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 ends. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear.
Excuse...
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
was not in the tunnel at the sound we heard. The deceased's name is 𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚡. The vase was not broken by chance.
Lynette, if there's a...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. Could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick. Magic trick.
Even so, the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of... Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed... But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it...
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at...
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to... Guards, please step into the lounge.
We are still examining the items. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within The notebook in his backpack claims that these The primordial... The note's contents also indicate that 𝚘𝚘𝚗𝚡 belonged to an organization that sells... The notebook has many entries. One of these tubes was labeled 𝚊𝚛𝚌𝚑𝚘𝚗. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is...
You gotta be kidding! People dissolving...
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy.
If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water Wait just a minute. Could that mean...
Demoiselle, wait! What about your
Let's go.
Order! It is undeniable that further Still, let us assume... Guards, please continue Mr. Linney.
Of course. Thank you. If we uphold this hype...
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make... Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that...
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another The deceased's name is... The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. I remember there was something else within... The rope that strung the... Now it seems like the hook rope was... The water from the primordial... Lynette was in the magic. The deceased's name is Cowl.
It's Ace Detective Paimon! In the original plan, Cowl would tamper with the water tank rope, and when the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed. Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by but he encountered something.
Huh. That
actually links together a lot of the more confusing.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of his notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to—
On that note, the guards have— I shall now invite him—
Thank you, Your Honor. And we found an
What?
That can't be. Does this not my dears? Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young, having made modification that upon ultimately. Now, as am I right?
We've used up all the evidence. Is this the end?
Oh no!
See, I think we've all seen enough. I believe this is indeed. Now then, my good, no.
Excuse me, everyone.
Miss, I must ask you not to—
Oh, come on. Don't be. I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared. What?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that—
Come on now, don't be silly. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick— Come on, Linny and but as the magic makers and stars of the show—
I understand.
And voila!
Wait, isn't that—
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of— I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings, but was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me.
That'll teach you to
Where should I begin? Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy it. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here, but I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely—
Hey! No wonder you look from— Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then he even mentioned the Fortress of 𝚘𝚘𝚘𝚘. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic—
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need— The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily Ann's attempt— The flower vase was— was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid.
And it's having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kept hearing the commotion. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief, mistakenly believing that the water from the the two broke the with no way of escape. That she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about...
At this point, all the events that
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo!
Now then, Lady Furina. Please answer the question, Lady Furina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the...
What are you... No, I have no further arguments. I admit to...
Wow!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of the actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to... When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the... If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian, thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box. And Lillian, according to her own statements. As for Linny, from this reconstruction of events, we can... While there is much in Linny and Lillian, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the... As such, Linny and Lynette.
Great work.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we did... How did you find the water from the
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but... I'm sure you know what you must do to...
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one...
We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water... Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and...
Yes! Our boss discovered that the water can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted... We've been in this business for a while now, and have made...
And now he can no longer...
Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Lenny...
I know you may not want to speak to me, but still. Let me thank you again for I guess. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself. As for why I'm a 𝚙𝚛𝚗𝚜, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth, that was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
A knave? The one who controls...
That's right. And since we're here, back when our parents first to survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded... To my surprise, we proved to be pretty... Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my...
So you went from orphans?
That was how we felt at first too. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster, he would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner...
That doesn't seem too bad either.
After one particular performance at a banquet, I waited a long time after we returned home, but the answer he gave me was... She caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a...
Oh no. But what if...
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care. I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called All I saw was the moonlit ground.
So, she...
That's right. She had rescued my father, the House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, I was hesitant to trust, but she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our...
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of...
She has gained permission from the 𝚙𝚑𝚘𝚗 to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it.
So, she believes...
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is... Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. Everyone at to us orphans?
So, from small deeds like this...
It's alright. I just hope you can... If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me.
Bye, Lenny!
Hey there! What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for...
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting... Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides! And give...
Ah, I see. Sorry.
Don't say that now.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters. Sorry about... Wait, shall we have a farewell?
Huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a... Anyway, it would just be a meal, so...
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navi is treating, Camp Paimon...
Oh, wonderful.
All right, then.
I came here several times with my father when I was little. But
oh, don't worry.
Oh, in that case.
Ooh, everything looks so good.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like.
And if it's
well, then I'll still bring everyone.
Yeah. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory.
Oh, true.
Huh? Paimon didn't... Speaking of cases,
well, we've certainly taken a big step forward.
If it hadn't happened...
right? Yet, in such investigations, even this, to be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities... It's not that I don't... It's easy to guard against, and which is exactly why the Spina do those highfalutin... Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to him.
I see. So, your primary objective... I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet...
Yeah. Guess that's...
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax, and I'm sure Lady Furina would be eager... All right, I can personally testify that this one works. When...
That might work, but that's not really the...
Ah, valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's... All right, you did defeat her in court, clearing citizen...
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, why don't we give it a try after...
Huh? No, it...
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend fun...
Is that so? If we're all finished eating, then I'll...
Yeah, we're... Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Nah, that would be so...
Okay.
Hey, Navia, what are you...
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't... So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, in any case, I wish...
See ya!
Over here!
There aren't many people...
𝚙𝚘𝚗𝚗𝚝.
Looks like we're back here. Huh? Traveler? Are you here?
𝚙𝚘𝚗𝚝?
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? Huh? Hey, Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
𝚙𝚘𝚗𝚝, are you... No, wait. You seem to be someone else. My memories feel like they have been washed away. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land? Yes, that is what I was once. I do not know how I came to be like this either. I also remember, no matter where I went, but now... We can no! Our reunion, the thought of me gives him no suck. If you meet 𝚙𝚘𝚗𝚝, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters. If only I could have comforted him. Is that what you call it? It was a state of neither... I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world... I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think. Farewell, then.
Demoiselle, look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of 𝚙𝚘𝚗𝚝. Chlorand?
Quick, now's our chance!
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Chlorand. But before I believe that following Mr. Callus's last word... Do not speak!
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your...
Sorry,
Whatever.
I doubt I know much. Your performance tonight will...
And...
None of these mech... I can only conclude that...
What?
Yes.
I will continue it. Regardless, thank you for your help today, 𝚙𝚘𝚗𝚗𝚘. But, if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorinde was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
I know, she's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for! Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us! Oh, and there was that champion duelist named 𝚙𝚘𝚗𝚘𝚗 who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast. As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Ooh, Paimon's even more amazing than she thought!
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did that help?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when that the Fanta tasted kinda salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors, so how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes. So, if you hadn't drunk that...
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Huh. Really?
I sent people to Hotel 𝚘𝚘 to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace at all. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger.
But why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Lyney in court and help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. She said that... Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too! But it was real. Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing to be honest.
New intel?
Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh. 𝚙𝚘𝚗𝚘𝚗. That name doesn't ring a bell. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, but he never gave testimony or any information regarding... Yes, thank you. This is very... Oh,
Well, you did. And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite...
You talk too much. Well, in that, we also have some plans to go over.
Don't worry, you two.
A little extra training never hurts.